Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today I am taking a first impressions look at Far Cry Primal. Obviously this game came out about 2 months ago, and a little bit longer than that if you're talking about the console release, but aside from playing a bit of it right when it came out, and about an hour last night, I haven't really touched this game. It's sort of gotten put on my backlog despite the fact that it came out recently. But I'm still playing games from last year. You know, I just finished Soma yesterday, so my backlog is perpetually bigger than I can ever handle. Anyhow, I decided I'd finally get back to this, mostly so I can use the space. And yeah, I figured I'd do a video on it like I originally planned to. It's funny that this game's only been out 2 months and it seems like everyone's already forgotten it exists. This is just a kind of recap. I think being a Far Cry game at this point is a detriment to this game, which is a shame because the setting is interesting. You know, the idea of a kind of pre-civilization game, which is not really a setting you get a lot, other than weird stuff like Ark, which isn't really a pre-civilization game, but it's just a bunch of prehistoric things thrown together with some naked dudes. Alright, so here we are at a campsite, which is one of the spawn points. And, you know, right off the bat I'll say this is a Far Cry-ass Far Cry game. Basically, you know, they made Far Cry 3, and it was a great game when it came out, and then, because it was so popular, they just kept making the same game again and again. You know, Blood Dragon was neat because it was sort of different, and it was a 80s retro aesthetic. And then they made Far Cry 4, which was just Far Cry 3 again, and then they made this, which is also pretty much mechanically just Far Cry 3, except with primitive weapons. You know, our bow is our kind of main ranged weapon, but we also have a club and a spear, both of which you can throw. You know, we can just run up and nail somebody in the face with a club. So it's not that much different than having guns, but it is a bit more quick and brutal, I guess. Run up and stab somebody in the face with a spear and then huck a bone knife at somebody's throat. But, I mean, look at the map here. And you can see, you know, there's hunting markers to show where to hunt certain animals that you can skin to make better bags to hold more spears and stuff. There's all sorts of little mini quests. There's story missions, you know, there's, what are they called? Outposts, I guess they were called. That, you know, you clear them out however you want, and then they count as a fast travel point. It's got all the things that are Far Cry. It's got crafting. These are our upgrades, though. This permanently upgrades all of our spears, because the spears do break, but you can always just make more. So this would upgrade it to do more damage and more durability. So we'll do that. You've got your skill trees. These kind of open up as you do quests for certain tribe members. I guess I should recap the story a little bit here, since it's simple enough that I've remembered pretty much everything in the last 2 months, despite not playing this. Basically, we're this tribe, the Wenja, and one day part of the tribe decided they would go off and find this land. I forget the name of the land, but it's where we are now. And then, someday in the future, some other Wenja decided they would have a little, you know, group get together and go look for the other Wenja. And we are the only survivor of that group, since the rest of them died to starvation and also a saber-tooth. We come here, we find this one Wenja lady who's pretty traumatized, and basically you find out that the Wenja are being terrorized by these 2 other tribes who were kind of already here. And so our tribe is all scattered, and we gotta build them up again. We've got our little tribe base that we're trying to bring everyone back to. There's the Udam, who are like these big, more primitive-looking cannibals, essentially. They eat the Wenja. And then there's this other group that, I can't remember the name because it starts with an IZ. I just want to call them Witches of Izila because they're all about fire. They worship fire and they like to set people on fire. We got some sort of marker here. It's probably a location. Oh no, this is probably a cave then if it's not showing up, so we'll have to go down here. I do like that you can pretty much just slide down hills now. There's not really a lot of fall damage. And despite the fact that we are a primitive tribesman, you do get a grappling hook at some point because you find grappling points all over the place. Oh, eagle. These guys will fuck you up. Alright, there's some Udam over there. We're getting mauled by some sort of beast. It's got this sort of optional stealth of the other Far Cry games. You can sneak around assassinating people if you'd like. Let's see if we can sneak up on this whatever's over here. And just... And if we wanted, we could drag the body after doing that, if we're trying to be stealthy. Oh, that's the bird, isn't it? I do need some feathers. But I've had a lot of trouble trying to nail eagles with a bow. They don't seem to attack me very often. Like, I've seen them attack other people in the world, but I never had one pounce down on me. So aside from just our basic primitive murder tools, our other thing we can do is, since we are now the Beastmaster, we can call up a variety of animals and you can go around and tame new ones. Oh, my cave lion died. As you can see, even after it's died, you can just revive it with some magic leaves. Like so. And here's my cave lion, buddy. Oh. You might want to take care of that guy first. Good boy. Nee. Taming them is kind of ridiculously simple. You basically throw a piece of bait and then wave your hands at them a bunch. And go all Caesar on them. Alright, so that's enough fucking around. Let's do some actual missions. I should have a story mission not too far from here. Okay, maybe it's a bit farther than I thought. Basically right now I'm trying to collect these various tribesmen that are here somewhere and have skills that we can use. I've also got some missions. Oh, Karush the Warrior is the one I got back recently. So let's actually go talk to them, see what's up. And we fast travel here to Takkar's cave, which weirdly also keeps track of your gameplay progress. There's various things in here that you go up to them and it's like, hey, you've collected this many things. I haven't actually been looking to see if that changes as we find those things. So we can upgrade our own hut, which would unlock new stuff. But I don't have badger skin or population. Population just kind of goes up as you do random missions. You know, you'll rescue some people from Udam that are about to eat them. And let's see, where did this guy end up? Here's Shayla, she's kind of the main lady that you meet when they first get here. She collects ears, as you can see. So it looks like our guy's way out here. And he doesn't have a hut yet, so he's just kind of standing around.
Halhusu Wenja, Marsh Malsta, Narshbal, Karush Takkar waaaaay. Midam Chachadam Sham, Wenja Udam Guandachayam. Huh?
This is just kind of a crazy old warrior guy we found out in the wild killing Udam. And I'm like, hey, come back here and we'll kill together. Interestingly, that language they speak is a completely made-up language they kind of created for this game. And it's based on, you know, what little we can study of primitive cultures.
Takkar.
But apparently the main voice actors can actually speak it well enough that, you know, they didn't just have to read the lines. Alright, so we have enough stuff to build him his little shack, so we'll do that. Everyone's always pretty psyched when you build a new hut. Alright, so it looks like he adds winter clothing. I have been up to the north of the map, and there is basically just a bar that goes down when you're up there, and you'll freeze if you don't get to a fire. But it seems pretty non-threatening, but maybe this didn't go far enough north. So it looks like population mostly just gates when you can upgrade these huts again. Because if we look, usually there's a meter here on the, oh, it's down here. Yeah, so you can see if we hit certain landmarks, we get basically free resources every day. So we don't have to go out and get them ourselves, but we also unlocked this guy's fighting skills tree. Fall kill. A lot of these are skills that were in previous Far Cry games, except of the Beastmaster skills, which are mostly just like, hey, your magic owl can do new things. Also, we have a magic owl. So I would need more points for the rest of this stuff. Oh, actually, I think I need this one first. It looks like it branches out from there. So learn that, so I can land on people. And two-handed club. And sure, we'll make this too. So that just gives us a longer meter. Alright, so now we can switch our club between the one-handed and two-handed. I'm guessing this thing does a lot more damage. Which I can't pull it out because we're in our safe zone. And that gave us a skill point too. Alright, so...
Udam Haguan Umamaf Wajabrasta Udam Sazdarwa Malshnugwar Pashka.
So did he add a new mission? Yeah, okay, so his mission's all the way up here. Man, there's nothing nearby. See, like, these are fast travel points I can unlock, but I don't have them unlocked yet. The only one I have unlocked is this one here. So, looks like I'd have to walk a bit to get to a mission. So I guess let's go see what this lady is up to. And let's just start making our way there. This isn't a bad-looking game, but there's something visually that just looks kind of hard to discern the environment here. Like, everything's so bright. I think it's because I have the brightness turned up a little bit, but not too much. If I even turn it down, it has the opposite effect, and it's kind of hard to pick anything out in the darkness. It is a shame that they decided they had to reuse the Far Cry 3 engine again when they made this too, because, you know, visually this doesn't really look that much better than Far Cry 3. Oh yeah, that's my buddy. And of course there's all these crafting resources around. You can only carry so much on you. Collectible over here. It's nice that stuff just shows up on your map because it's less of a pain in the ass to find, especially since there's 100 of them. It's a fancy cave here. So I'll switch back to my one-handed thing, and you actually have the option to set your stuff on fire. It just costs a little bit of animal fat. So now you can actually take a look around. It sounds like there's some sort of predator in here. We've got our hunter vision, which just, you know, makes everything show up. Wolves. Let's set those wolves on fire. Some animals are afraid of fire, some are not. Is that all that's in here? I don't know, there's a little tunnel here. Let's run through this poison mist. Instead of making little injections, we just eat some meat. That's it? There's nothing else in this cave. Your health also regenerates, but only up to the current bar, so, you know, it's not really reliable. There is still the kind of brutal breaking your fingers and stuff animations, but only when you have no meat left, so you very rarely actually see those. Well, that wasn't very exciting. Alright, we're getting pretty close to our objective now. Gotta watch out for these mountain jaguars. It does feel like a bunch of the animals in this are just literally, hey, these are animals we already had, so we reuse them instead of adding more primitive animals like the cave lion. You know, you're not going to see any giant prehistoric... no, I saw a giant elk, but they're already pretty big. You're not going to see any big giant deer. Any Seraphilos? Something like that it was called? It just feels like they kind of skimped out on the actual prehistoric creatures. It's like, we put mammoths and we put sabers and some cave bears, and that's about it. Everything else is just a reskin or literally the same animal. Which, I don't know enough about the, you know, prehistoric lines of various species to know how accurate that is to the time period, where they're just regular-ass cheetahs by this point in history. I hope our objective's not up here, because I can't really get up here. You can see there's a path on the map, but the path doesn't mean anything. Maybe we can get up here? Oh. Some goats. Where are we at? Oh man, we're still farther away than I thought. Unless I need to go through there, but I can't get up there. So I'm hoping I can go the long way around. Oh shit, bear. Our spear's looking pretty fancy now. Looks like it's actually got like a glass or obsidian arrowhead. A lot of bears around here, but these are just tiny little bears. You can probably tame this bear, actually. If I switch to... I don't have any bait, so I'll turn some meat into bait. I'm not really sure what the difference between the two is. Sure, just take this whole cluster of bees. I'm sure they won't mind. See if I can get his attention. Oh no, I can't tame bears yet. Alright, it's gonna be a long drop. Alright, clearly this mountain is in my way, so it's gonna take a while to get over there. Alright, so we got one of the fast travel camps up ahead, so I figure we'll clear that on the way. Same sort of stuff as Far Cry. Others. I was gonna say Far Cry 3, but 4 is probably the same. It's an outpost, we got some guys, we can kill them, you know, stealthy, or we can just run in there and murder them all. They can call reinforcements with their horns. Cats are good at sneaking, as opposed to like wolves, which are good at fighting. So we should be able to like just go assassinate that guy. And unlike guns, firing a bow does not automatically tell enemies where you are. That was a pretty small bonfire. And now we can kindle our humanity. Oh, right, I gotta actually... now our dudes will hang out around here, just like Far Cry outposts. You guys got anything for me? Make some more arrows. Alright, back to the trek. Doesn't seem like there's much between here and there, but we are almost there. Should be just up ahead. You don't want to fight my lion? He'll probably kick your ass, I don't know. I think the cave lion is stronger than the wolves. Oh, what a shame, they found an Udam. Ain't no hair off my everywhere. More guys. Oh, these look like the other tribe, the fire tribe.
Tushi.
Yeah, just stuff it right through his nose. That's fine. I should mention too that the PC version, there's an optional HD texture pack, which I have on here. So I don't know how this would look without that. Probably like the console version, honestly.
Apa!
Wenja. Nutaiwanka. Schlauta. Magisch bei die Mama foi. Duasa shwalim harsar kamas. Shitaugatta.
Dwa sashwalim samharsi. Hars hafchu waidam. Quati salka daicham.
Magisch washta mama padi. Quati salka. Daish. Aish hars waidatta. Tushi gwash.
Prehistoric Adam Jensen does not take kindly to this. Alright, so we got our hunter vision, which can actually sometimes be used for hunting. It just magically makes footprints show up. I mean, we already got half of the old thing down, right? We are carrying a big stick, now we just need to learn how to walk softly.
Gasuriars.
It's a shame that this kind of quest, though, is pretty much impossible without this vision thing. Like, this stuff stands out, but trying to find that from place to place is pretty silly. The hell is that sound? That's a badger, isn't it? I need your skin. Takes it like a champ. You do have the option to turn off the harvesting and skinning animations, because, you know, eventually you see somebody stab the same animal 100 times. Kind of gets old. But I still have them turned on right now. My badger murder made me lose track of this bear. Be on, cat. I will say that unlike Far Cry, this game has a lot of very specific resources, like North Clay and South Stone Dust and stuff like that, which are usually just rare drops you get off of stones. Like, oh, you go up and pick this tree and maybe you'll get 2 North Cedar. And the rare stuff is usually the stuff you need for crafting upgrades and huts. There's also a lot of rare varieties of certain animals, like white wolves, that give you different skin that you need for certain things. So it does feel like they tried to overpack this game with, you know, filler content. Which, I mean, Far Cry is already kind of a lot of filler content.
Hars Shanti.
Killed this lady and took all of her fish. Except for these ones. Which were full of leaves. Alright. I thought that was the bear there. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem like there's any crocodiles in this game. Despite crocodiles actually being one of the oldest, you know, modern animals to have not changed form drastically. Oh man. Maybe I take back what I said about there not being enough prehistoric animals. That is a woolly rhinoceros. So there's one of these. Are you in here, bear? Probably not up there. I don't think bears can climb that well. This is the first time I've had a really drawn-out animal tracking mission. Which I guess makes sense for the hunter lady. So he's probably in this cave, or that's him right there. With his glowing pear eyes. I still haven't found anything to upgrade the number of spears I can carry. Which is kind of annoying because you can carry 2 spears and 2 clubs, and if you throw them, you gotta go back and get them. Spears do a lot more damage if you throw them. Club is just kind of good in general for melee. It wasn't even like a special bear, it was just a regular ass brown bear. Not one of the big ass cave bears.
Mama Fadi. Di Igwar Cham Cham Shadafmas. Langwigwan Dafmas.
I think the bear kind of gave me an easy kill by running away for no reason. Alright, and she just joined. I guess that convinced her good enough. Alright, so I think we'll head back to the village and... oh, what's over there? Do one more story mission for one of the other guys. Maybe we'll do one of the shaman's missions if they're available. Since he has like the kind of drug trip missions. Looks like there's a camp over here. It's a good thing there's no crocodiles, because this would be exactly where you would find them. Oh, I guess campfires are like smaller versions of the... or bonfires are the smaller versions of the outposts. That's why there's only like 3 at the last one. So I guess we'll check this one out. Send in my owl to investigate. Basically, the owl is our drone that we somehow remote control and can see everything he sees. For the Beastmaster. So that right there is the reinforcement horn, you know, the sort of alarm that you would find in a typical outpost. Go around here marking all these guys. Looks like there's... is that an animal or a person? If there's an animal, we can use our bird to actually break open cages. Sounds like just a prisoner. We can also do this. Alright, so these are the fire guys, so I think they should be a little less tough, but more likely to set me on fire. Looks like there's also a horn caller kind of guy.
Izila Sushaline.
Izila. So not the witches of Izila. Oh, there's another horn caller over there. Some people do have armor that you have to hit first before you can actually kill them. Ugh. He's got a spinny rock thing. Sling. Whatever, we're in it to win it now. How'd that spear go? Oh boy, that's quite the hunting party. And my beastie went down, so I could revive him with the meat. But I don't really want to run out there just yet. Want to give me a hand here? Oh jeez. Thing is pretty effective. I feel like that club is big enough that no matter where you hit them, you get a headshot. And again, it just gives you some XP and some more population. And a new fast travel point. Looks like my beast is fine. I guess because I finished the fight before his timer ran out. Alright, so we'll head back to camp. And we'll talk to the guy, see what he's got to go, but he probably won't do the whole mission. Wouldn't want this video to be too long. Well, this is our shaman here, but it looks like he might not have a mission right now. It might be that I need to progress with other missions first, or it might be I just need to upgrade his hut. But let's see what else we got going here. Huntress lady is probably going to want her own hut built.
Mama Fadi. Tasako Mama Fadi. Itacha Saltam.
Kuwaicha Shanti.
Nuhalham.
Shrash.
Kau Hawaida.
Walham.
Uda Santa Haska Wantaris Daicha.
Guarpati. Wenja Sam Sam Sashta.
Urus Parhu Guarpacha.
I like how from that simple list of ingredients we somehow got like these mammoth tusks and everything. I guess maybe she decorated herself after we built the basic structure. Being a huntress and all. Another skill point. Okay, I got 3 skill points, so I could tame saber-toothed tigers and bears. I can draw bombs from my owl somehow. And I can attack with the owl more often. Permanent tags. That's weird because they kind of already tag when you mouse over them with a weapon. But I guess that would make them show up constantly instead of fading out. This is the old Far Cry kill a guy and then throw a knife at somebody else. Kill. Mammoth Rider. I guess that was a thing from the riding elephants in Far Cry 4. I never played Far Cry 4, so maybe that's why I'm a little less put off by this game. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, they liked Far Cry 3, and then they liked Far Cry 4. And then this is just the same thing, so at that point you've played the same game, you know, twice already. You're kind of getting put off by the whole thing. So I'm wondering if it's because I've only played Far Cry 3 that this doesn't really bother me that it's the same thing.
Takkar, Wenja wantar, shaskau himshalla, masi waichai hatrawana, palhu sashwalim huhaya, ukauhi waida, tu sasakwi.
Sure, I'm sure he's not dead or anything. Can't upgrade my hut yet. But, I mean, that's pretty much... Oh, there's a thing there I didn't even notice. That's pretty much Far Cry Primal. It's a neat setting, even if it means that the game is mostly woods and snowy places, in terms of variety. But, yeah, I'll keep playing this. I enjoyed Far Cry 3's gameplay loop enough that I don't mind doing the same thing 100 times. Once I get around to finishing all the other stuff that I'm still working my way through. Funny thing though, I have pretty much all of the Uplay achievements or whatever you call it for this game, because some Russian guy was using my Uplay account, which I later found out because I started getting his support tickets in Russian, where someone was trying to change the email associated with the account, and so I changed the email to a different email that I have, and now he's locked out. But yeah, it was a case where like I'd signed into my Uplay, and then it's like, someone else has signed into this account, or you've signed into this account from somewhere else. You know, please fuck off, basically, is the message you get. So I was like, And yeah, it looks like some Russian guy had been playing the games I have here. Since there's no cloud saves, I don't have like his saves on here, but I just thought that was pretty funny. And now he's completely cut off. He'll never know how it ends. But yeah, it's Far Cry Primal. It is kind of overpriced. This should have been a like $40 game at launch, because let's face it, they're just rehashing the same thing. And this was originally kind of announced sounding like, you know, a Blood Dragon type short expansion rather than a full game. I don't know, it feels kind of like they just added in a bunch of filler so they could call it a full price game. And I think that's to the game's detriment, honestly. A lot of people probably won't play it until it goes on sale. In fact, I bought this game on sale before it was even out from a Good Old Games, you know, pre-sale kind of thing. It was like 35% off or something, so I'm like, sure, I'll play that. And, well, I probably will, eventually. But, yeah, I've been Shadefire. You all take care.